Hey everybody, today I'm going to be doing a review for the Master Grade Buster Gundam that Bandai just recently released. Today is, I think, September 26th, and I think it was released on the 19th. So it's a fairly new kit. It's the newest Master Grade that they've released, and I was lucky enough to get mine just a few days ago. So the kit itself, right off the bat, after comparing all the good things about it and all the bad things about it, is definitely a must-buy, at least in my opinion. The amount of detail that they put in this kit is going to make it, I think, something very desirable to people. The certain poses you can get out of it, I think, are really great. The balancing is pretty good. There's a few... There's one major thing, I guess, that is kind of a frustration to me, and if any of you buy this kit, you're going to find it out pretty quickly. But we'll get to that. But if you're having this if you're having this kit just sit on your shelf in like a pose, you're going to love it. If you actually buy these because you want to play with them, you will probably not like this kit, and I wouldn't recommend you buying it. But like I say, we'll get into that. So for the Buster itself, it comes with this kind of army color green, this red orangish color for a few parts of the kit, and then you also get this nice kind of cream off-white color, as well as dark gray for the inner working pieces. Now this cream color is really nice because I noticed as I was kind of cleaning off nub marks that this color, for some reason, actually hides those very well. So if you never intend on painting it, that's something that you might find appealing. So as far as the kit itself, you get, or what you get with it, you obviously get the kit, and then you get some stickers, drive transfer decals, that sort of thing, and you get 4 different sets of hands, and that's it. You get and an action-based connector too, I'm sorry. But you do get this gripping hand, you get a open hand, you get a trigger finger, and then you get the fists that it actually has right now. So that's it, not a ton of accessories, not like, you know, little cables or grappling hooks, because Buster didn't have any of that stuff. He had these 2, you know, awesome guns, and he had these shoulder-mounted missiles. So let's take a look at those next. Each of these are on a hinge, and you can fold them open only that far. And then within each one are 6 missiles. Now, the missiles are all on just one part, so if you want to paint them, that's going to be really easy when you get ready to do that. As far as other opening pieces, he also has a cockpit, and that'll come down like so. And actually, if you push down too hard, you'll take part of this piece off. But that'll move down like that, and you can see a little Diarca Elsman in there. And that's it for opening compartments on the kit. This kit actually comes with quite a few clear pieces. I wasn't expecting as many as it came with. But each shoulder piece has a clear piece, so there's 2. There's a 3rd one for the eyes, a 4th one for this jewel behind, and that's also the same as the one back here. And then you've got 2 more right there, and a 3rd one there on the gun right there. So quite a few clear pieces. Also, I'm sorry, there's actually another clear piece right above the crotch piece here. It's kind of hard to see, but those 2 small circles in there are another clear piece. So definitely recommend you painting those. I'll be painting it when I get around to it. And yeah, I think the proportions of this kit are very well. It's a little different than a lot of the images or pictures that you see, like of the basic line art. For instance, these look a lot smaller, and his knees look a lot smaller. And if you don't believe me, go look at a picture of it and then compare it to like the box art or an image of this kit, and you'll see these are actually a little bit bigger. So something interesting. So again, like I was saying, there's a ton of detail on this kit. It makes it look amazing. The backpack, I think, looks really good. It's a pretty straightforward, simple backpack. But then again, we also, have Buster's guns attached to it as well, which look very good. One of the reasons that I really like them is because it's not they're not the same. Obviously, this one's different than this one, which kind of adds to like the uniqueness of it. It makes it, just that much more different, which is cool. Now, in talking about the guns on the backpack, that's actually kind of where the issue that I'm having with this kit is. It's not really with the guns. It's with the mechanism that holds the guns. It's this piece right here. And the way this works is this is the outer armor piece for the skirt armor, and then there's an inner piece that is what actually connects to the torso. But then also on this is the piece that this connects into. And the connection for this to the torso is very, very small. And so anybody out there can figure out that if you have a very big, long piece that has a lot of friction to it, and the only thing holding it in is this really tiny little connection, this is going to pop off. And it pops off quite a bit, actually. And the scary part is it's just plastic rubbing against plastic. And the more these pop off, the easier it is that they do it. So I'm going to try to be as careful as I can, because I've just finished this kit today. Like, I've just literally finished building this less than 2 hours ago, and I can already feel it's looser. So I'm going to be extremely careful when I'm doing this. So there's two places that the guns connect. Obviously, the first one is here, like I've been talking about. The second is up here in the backpack. And because they connect here, it's very, very stable. They don't move around. It's really nice. But to disconnect them, you just kind of push up, and it disconnects from that little peg right there. And now the gun is free floating. So again, extremely carefully here, I'm going to take his gun and swing it forward. And the best way to do that is this actually has to loop around here. So this is going to come down. It's a little different, and see there, it just came off. So actually, I'm going to finish rotating this first. So this will actually just swing down like so, and then the gun will fold up like that. I'm going to pop this back on. Like so. And then right here on the gun is a handle that pops out. And this is a little guard for the hand, and this actually comes off pretty easy. And I think it's actually a good thing that it comes off easy, because if you're going to sit here and try to like fidget around getting Buster to hold this, it's going to be a lot easier if this isn't in the way. Also, you see the slit right there. Move his hand. We see the slit in the handle, and that is where this gripping hand can slide in and hold it. And I think that this is actually going to be the better hand to use than the trigger finger, because he's not really squeezing any triggers, he's just holding onto a handle. Just because I don't want to mess around with it for the, 10 minutes it's going to take me to get him to hold that and look perfect, which you guys don't want to sit there and watch me do. I'm just going to kind of stick it like that, and it's going to kind of look like he's holding it, even though he's not. So there he's holding that guy. And we can do the same thing for the one over here. And this one actually is a lot more loose. So I'm going to do my best not to break it off any more than I have to. So this is going to come around. I need to get his gun to switch forward. And then we can roll this up. And same thing, this handle over here is going to flip out. He's going to come back here with this other fist. And we're just going to kind of have him hold on to that. And there goes the other arm guard, or I guess it'd be more like a grip guard. Okay. And I know this is a kind of a poor Poor way to do it, but my kit's kind of fallen apart already, I think. So anyways, if you want, you can have him holding the guns like that. And this is kind of a shot we've seen Buster doing all the time. And next is actually when he can combine the two guns together. And this is, again, I'm going to try to be really careful because this is where they pop off a lot. So I'm going to explain a couple things here before we do it. You can see the little mechanism piece that comes down, and it comes up into this, and then it's mounted to this. Now the gun is actually can slide through this. So if I kind of hold it here and push on it, we can see this push back. Now, if you love to paint your kits, you just spotted something that's going to freak you out. This is an extremely tight fit in here, and if you paint this and then you slide this back and forth, you're going to scratch the paint. And unless you just really sand this thing a lot on the inside to make it incredibly loose, you're going to scratch the paint. So what I think I'm going to do when I get around to painting it is to get it the way I want, assemble it that way, and then just never move it again. So anyways, we're going to set this up for Buster to do one of his iconic shots, and figuring out just exactly how to do this is always kind of goofy. Let's see. Okay. All right. So there's one. And then each gun has this handle on it, but it also has a secondary handle. So this handle can actually come forward a little bit. And then we're going to adjust this just a little bit. And he can come down and kind of hold that piece if he wants to. And then now this piece doesn't have to disconnect at all. This will actually pop out right here. And you can swing this around, being incredibly careful so they don't pop off. And then you just kind of work it over so these two pieces can lock into each other, like so. And then see, like already the skirt armor popped off. It's really like the only major flaw with this. So instead of breaking it off and do this again, I'm just going to kind of let it float there for a second. And then that's going to come back like that. Buster can come over here, grab onto the other side if he wants to. And then you just have to contort this in such a way that it'll bend how you want it to. And you can do it, it's just a matter of playing around with it enough until you get exactly what you want. But you can kind of already see it's like, it puts a lot of stress on these parts that I just don't. They're the same inner frame pieces for the other kits, and I think it might have been a good idea if they paid a little bit more attention to that and tried to like beef it up a little bit. But anyways, you can kind of have them, you know, doing one of these shots with it if you want, and it works exactly the same the other way. Again, as this will fall apart, no doubt, as I do it. But this will unpeg. And then we're going to flip that around. And there's a little arm guard went off again. Or why do I keep calling it an arm guard? Fist guard. So this is going to go back. And again, there it goes. Frustrating, because I know every time it does that, it's just going to get weaker. Okay. So this is going to go back that way. And then this piece this time is going to be the one that flips over and around. I think I'm going to set a record for anybody reviewing this kit on how many times these pop off. Anyways, this is going to come around now. And see, like, the idea is cool because they can kind of always stay connected, but at the same time, like, I see someone spending, you know, 20 minutes or so bending these to make them just how he wants them and then never touching them again because of how frustrating it was. So there's another handle over here that could pop out that if you want, you know, want Buster to hold on to, he can kind of grip it like that. We can open up this one and he can reach forward and grab it like that if he wants to. And now you can have him pose like this. And then this one is actually the way I kind of like it better because it looks like the bigger guns in front and it kind of, I don't know, kind of looks like the stronger, kind of cooler way to do that. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's kind of like a lot of what you'll be able to do with the kit. Obviously the kit does come with an action-based connector and it's just the same as all the other ones. So if you want to have him on an action base, kind of doing one of his aerial shots where he's got this cannon out flying through the air, obviously that would look pretty cool. So they always seem to fold back easy. It's just getting them to do everything else. Yeah, don't play with this a lot. I guess get the stance you want. Change it up once in a while. You know, if you're in the mood or something. But the more you play with it, I think the more it's gonna start to give you guys some problems. Other than that, I really don't have any complaints. It's got the few like little minor insignificant things that don't really matter, like every other kit. You know, like some pieces tend to pop off easier than others, and you know, you feel like you shouldn't, or they shouldn't, but they do. For instance, these pieces down here on the back ankle armor tend to pop off fairly easy if you're not watching out. Sometimes these, like actually right here it's doing it now, this upper piece of arm armor here tends to like easily want to pop off if you try to move the arm the wrong way. But overall, I'm extremely happy that I'm going to have it on my shelf. I'm really looking forward to painting this kit, especially like in areas like this where you can see that there's like additional detail in there that'll really pop out when you get it painted. So overall, I totally recommend any fans out there this kit to go ahead and purchase this. It's certainly the best version of Buster that we've got to date, especially if you compare it to these old 1 to 100 scale kits, if you can even call them high grades. Yeah, it's great. The panels are great. The parts are great. The detail is great. Again, my only real complaint, which I think is pretty legit, I don't really feel like I'm being picky about it at all, is just that the guns tend to pop off a little too easily. But overall, it's a plus, and I think you guys will be happy if you get it. So I appreciate you guys watching. I know this video is kind of long, so I appreciate you sticking through with it if you did, and I'll see you next time.